Hello, good morning all of you. Through this video presentation, we are going to discuss today incentives. Maslow's theory, as we discussed, focused on the needs as the basis for motivation. It helps managers to realize that needs level of employees should be identified to provide motivation to them. For example, a manager can use financial incentives to satisfy the basic physiological needs of lower level employees. However, to satisfy esteem needs of higher level of employees, non-financial incentives play important role. So now we come across a fact that the concept of incentives emerged from the theory of Maslow because he has focused upon needs as the base for motivation. So now let us discuss what type of incentives are there. Incentives are of two types: financial, second is non-financial. Financial and non-financial incentives. Okay, first of all, we will discuss what are financial incentives. In financial incentives, first of all, we take pay and allowances. Pay and allowances. Salary, the most important factor. Salary is the basic incentives for every employee to work efficiently for an organization. It includes basic pay, it includes DA. DA means dear allowances, or in Hindi we say महंगाई भत्ता, and other allowances. And other allowances, right? Salary system consists of regular increment in the pay every year, and enhancement of allowances from time to time. So like this, pay and allowances includes salary and allowances. Allowances are of many types. It depends upon organization to organization that which organization is giving what type of allowances to its employees. Number two is bonus. What is bonus? It is a sum of money offered to an employee over and above the salary or wages as a reward for his good performance. This is a reward for good performance. When an organization makes profit, then generous management always feel that this profit has come by virtue of hard work and talent put by workforce of the organization. So that workforce should be appreciated by giving a portion of this profit. So this reward, when it is shared with employees, it is called as bonus. Next point is productivity linked wages. Productivity linked wages. Several wages incentives aim at linking payment of wages to increase in productivity at individual or group level. It means this is linking linking wages, you can say, to increase in productivity. Increase in productivity. It says that if the productivity is increasing, not production, we are talking about productivity. This word is different from production. If productivity is increasing, then wages should also increase accordingly. This incentive really inspires and encourages the workers to work in most efficient manner so that the resources can be utilized in better way. Next is profit sharing. Profit sharing. What is profit sharing? Profit sharing is meant to provide a share to employee in profits. Share in profit to employees. Right? This serves the purpose of motivating the employees to improve the performance. Share in profit, it means the worker is given or employee is given salary and all, which we have discussed earlier, with a share of profit also. As in some organization, this is a system that manager is given salary, allowances, bonus, and to motivate further to manager, he is offered that a certain share of profit will also be given to the manager. That motivates the manager to work in a way as the entrepreneur himself or herself does. So this is a very effective tool of motivation. Number next is retirement benefits. Retirement benefits. Retirement benefits, like I'm writing some benefits. Gratuity, like pension, like provident fund, PF, like leave encashment, etc. Let us take a view on the meaning of these different benefits. Gratuity is that amount which is paid at the time of retirement. This is that part which is paid to retiring employee that he has given his precious time of his life to an organization. So for every year, a certain part of his wages or salary is calculated as a part of gratuity. Pension pension is the benefit as after retirement he employee does not get salary or wages, so he is given or she is given a pension, right? PF, provident fund, a certain part of his salary is deducted every month, and the same part is also contributed by the employer, and it becomes a fund that is called provident fund, which is uh, paid to retiring employee at the time of his retirement. So retiring employee gets a lump sum amount, a huge amount of a fund, and he is very much benefited and supported at the time of retirement. Leave encashment is a facility as certain leaves, if employee is not availing during the course of his job, then at the time of retirement he is compensated for not availing those leaves in monetary forms. So these are different benefits which are given at the time of retirement, and these retirement benefits, when these are kept in the mind, the worker motivates, he feels motivated, and he can focus upon his working in a better way. So next benefit of financial nature is stock option. Stock option. What is a stock option? This is also known as co-partnership. Co-partnership. Under this incentives scheme, employees are offered company's shares. Company's shares at a set price. At a set price, which is lower than the market. Lower than market. These are important things which you have to understand. What is a stock option? As suppose a company offers to its employees that employees will be given shares of company at a certain rate. Suppose in the market the rate of share of that company is suppose 400, and company may offer that employee will be given the same share at 200 if employee likes to take. These shares are offered. So this offering is called as a stock option. This is this is based on the spirit of co-partnership. So a price is set as I have given you the example, and in this example rupees 200 is the set price. It is lower than the market. In market I have given you the example, the rate is 400, but here the rate is 200. So like this stock option is a uh, it is called as a modern concept actually of financial incentives. Next is commission. Commission. Some organization offer a commission in addition to salary. Addition to salary, a commission is also offered to employee for fulfilling the targets. For fulfilling targets. If suppose marketing managers fulfill the target of booking orders, then that manager may be given commission along with his salary. So this is a very good financial incentives which motivates the employee to work in the real way. Next is perquisites. Perquisites. In many companies, perquisites are offered such as car allowance, housing facilities, medical facilities, medical facilities, and education facilities, right? Over and above these benefits motivates the employee. Employee gets payment in form of salary, but when these are also given as supporting perquisites, then the capacity of employee is enhanced to work. Employee is free from the tension of housing. Employee is free from the tension of medical facilities. Employee is free from the tension of providing good education to children. So these are various things. These incentives also motivate the employee to work efficiently. So in today's discussion till now, we have seen that incentives are of two types, financial and non-financial, and we have discussed the financial incentives. I repeat once again all the points: pay and allowances, bonus, productivity linked wages, profit sharing, retirement benefits, stock option, commission, and perquisites. So we have discussed these 8 financial incentives. Now let us see what is non-financial incentives. So children, you see, all the needs of individuals are not satisfied by money only. Psychological, social and emotional factors also play important role in providing motivation, as we saw in Maslow's theory. Non-financial incentives mainly focus on these needs. Sometimes monetary aspects may be involved in non-financial incentives as well. However, the emphasis is to provide psychological and emotional satisfaction rather than money. For example, if an individual gets promotion in the organization, it satisfies him psychologically more as he gets a feeling of elevation, increase in status, increase in authority, challenge in the job, etc. Though promotion involves payment of extra money, non monetary aspects override monetary aspects. When a person is promoted as a manager from lower position, of course his pay and allowances, his salary, etc., are increased. But more than that, that employee feels elevated level, elevated level of authority and status. So when he feels his authority from here to here, that makes him actually more motivated for work. So now let us see some non-financial incentives. You see, number one, you can see status. Status. Status means ranking or high position. in the organization. Status satisfies the self-esteem and psychological needs. Self-esteem. These were the needs at number 4 in Maslow's need hierarchy theory. So these needs are satisfied, self-esteem, then employee feels motivated for working, right? Number 2, organizational climate. Organizational climate. What is organizational climate? When we discuss the word climate, normally the weather comes in our mind. But weather is one factor only. Organizational climate is influenced by various factors which are working from outside as well as some factors which are working internally. As you see, safety and security. If an employee is not feeling comfortable, then he cannot focus upon his working. Comparison with other organizations. This is an external factor which gives a shape to the climate of organization. Like this, there can be so many government policies, maybe one, state government policies, local authorities interference. So many things are there which are working from outside, and many things are there which are working in internal environment, like what is the position, what is the discipline, what is the facility level like light, air, water, etc. Where the worker is actually working, in what atmosphere the worker is working. You can take its example in your own case also. If you have to study in a classroom where light is not adequate, then you will feel little uh, difficult to focus upon your study. So like this, what is the system of dealing with workers? Is there partiality or there is transparency in policies? What is the behavior? What is the cohesiveness among different employees there? So all these things, internal as well as external, makes organizational climate. And after discussing all the factors, these are actually many factors which depend upon time, right? These all motivates the worker to work in efficient manner or in non-efficient manner. If suppose the pay and salary, pay and allowances is very good, but the organizational climate is disturbing, there is very much partiality, no transparency in the system, then employee may feel disheartened to work. Number 3 is career advancement. Career advancement. Career advancement opportunity. Managers should provide opportunity to employees to improve their skill and be promoted to the higher level of the jobs. Appropriate skill development programs and sound promotion policy will help employee to achieve promotion. So, if an organization is conducting skill skill development programs, then employee feels motivated to work because simultaneously he is getting an opportunity to develop his skills also for further improvement. And promotion policy. If there is transparent promotion policy, sound promotion policy, then employee will certainly feel motivated to work because he has career advance opportunity in his job. Next is job enrichment. What is job enrichment? Job enrichment is concerned with designing designing jobs that include greater variety of work contentment. Designing job with greater variety. Right? When you are performing a job, but the design of the job is simple, then some talented employee may not be motivated to work. If you have redesigned the jobs, including some different greater varieties there, then it is called enrichment of job. An enriched job sometimes gives deep satisfaction to employee. It happens normally for committed and talented staff. Number 5 is job security. Job security. Employee want that their job should be secure. They want certain stability about future income and work so that they do not feel worried on these aspects and work with enthusiasm. If these anxieties are over, then certainly worker will feel more motivated to work and his level of enthusiasm will be great. However, there is also a negative aspect of this incentive that employee tend to take their job for granted sometime. For granted. What is for granted? For granted means what is happening will always happen. This is the when this type of attitude develops, then employee stops his contribution to work and he feels that nothing is going to be snatched from him. So job security sometimes gives this type of disadvantage also, but if you analyze it in uh, deeper sense, job security is must. Stability certainly gives motivation to employee. It certainly encourages the worker to focus upon the work in better way. So next point we can say employee recognition program. Employee recognition program. What is employee recognition program? Recognition means acknowledgement 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 with a show of appreciation. Recognition in the organization boosts the self-esteem and employees feel motivated. Yes. When employee is recognized Suppose there is a system in an organization that once in a year they conduct a program where some employees are awarded. So this type of thing, when there is acknowledgement of their work performance, is appreciated in front of others, then certainly the self-esteem needs are satisfied. Self-esteem needs, as Maslow has explained in his need hierarchy theory. Self-esteem is boosted up and employee tend to work in a better way. Number 7 is employee participation. Employee participation. What do you mean by employee participation? Involving the employee in decision making. Involving employee in decision making. Involving employee in decision making really boost up the confidence of employee towards organization. Employee feels that yes, he is also a part of organization. I give you an example for your own case. Suppose you are offered for a trip by the school, by your school, and you are not consulted where you want to go. Straightforward, the money is deducted from your account, and you are ordered that tomorrow you will go to a certain place. Certainly, you will go, but you will feel that you have not been consulted. You don't want to go there, but you had to go because of the order. Now the situation changes if teacher is taking your consent, not consent, or your view also, where you want to go. So like this, you feel, yes, you are the part of the school. Similarly, this is a very small example on student level only. Same thing you can integrate at the level of organization where actually workers are working. If a decision is being taken, suppose timing is to be changed, workers also consulted about it. Suppose earlier the time was 8:30 to come to office. Now the time is going to be shifted at 8 o'clock. And one thing is circular comes and employee will certainly feel resistance. As we have already discussed what is resistance to change. If you want to cut down the level of resistance to change, then employee participation is a very good tool for that. If you involve in this decision making the employees also, then certainly they will feel committed. They will feel responsible because they were also the part of taking this decision. So later on, when the turn of its execution comes, they will show certainly their commitment. Last point you can take as employee empowerment. Employee empowerment. Empowerment means giving more autonomy. Giving more autonomy. Autonomy means freedom. Autonomy empowers to subordinates and in turn they serve the organization in better way. Now employee is having more freedom. He can take the decision himself also. So this is called giving more autonomy to employee and it empowers the employee. An empowered employee certainly contribute more. So now we have discussed all the non-financial incentives. Let us count them once again: status, organizational climate, career advancement opportunity, job enrichment, job security, employee recognition, employee participation, employee empowerment. So, this is all about the discussion about incentives, which we started today. These are of two types, financial and non-financial, and both types of incentives we have discussed. So, hope it will help you to understand these incentives, and it will help you to understand how incentives motivate the employee for better working, as Maslow has explained in his Maslow's need hierarchy theory. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.